What's going on, boys and girls? This is your boy Jason here, and yes, that is a Ninja Turtles arcade one-up machine. I'm getting another one that's gonna be right there, but that's not what you came for. You came to find out what to do in this new year and how to conquer your mindset and have a highly successful year in 2021. Let's talk about it. So, 2020 is finally gone. I think we all could take a moment to wipe our brow and sigh a sigh of immense relief. Let's enjoy this moment right now. I don't know if you just heard that. That is the sound of 2020 passing. Picking up its bags and moving on. That's my kids. Anyway, so this year, 2021, is finally here. You know, it's interesting because I looked forward to 2020. Something about just the numbers seemed, and it looked cool. 2020 is like the year that so many people have looked forward to. As kind of like the benchmark for futuristic society and that kind of stuff. You know how it is. The year 2000 was supposed to be a year where we get flying cars and stuff like that. So 2020 was also supposed to be that, but I think we all realized that wasn't going to happen, and it just continued to really stink for so many people. Myself included, of course. Now, not to say that bad things won't happen this year or any year in the future, as it always has been. I mean, you can't, there's always going to be something bad going on because there's evil in this world. There's people that, have bad intentions, and there's viruses and natural disasters and all these other things. So there's always going to be that. But I think that most of us are optimistic about this year. And, being optimistic plays an important role in starting and setting the tone right for this year. So with that in mind, guys, I want to talk to you about setting your tone for 2021. And sorry, my jaw's kind of like locked up a little bit there. So I want to talk to you about setting the tone for 2021. And, if there's one thing that you get from my channel is that I talk often about the power of the mind and how the mind is instrumental, and it is the first thing that will set you up for success or failure. And you're looking at me like, well, what about the specifics? What about the technical stuff? What about this and this and this? Look, I'm telling you that all those things are cool, but they do nothing if you don't have the right mindset. You can have a Ferrari, but it does not do anything if you don't have the key to ignite it, or to ignition it or whatever. So, I could talk to you all day long about what is the right business venture, how to set up your online business or physical business or that kind of stuff. I could talk to you all day long about this stuff, but it really will get you nowhere if you don't have the right mindset. And now that we're in a new year, I think it is very important for us to just cleanse our palate, cleanse our inners and our insides, cleanse it all. Just get us to the point where we can really take in a deep breath, sigh outwardly, and set our tone for this year to be way better than last year. Even if coronavirus is still a thing, I think at this point people are so tired of coronavirus that, it seems to be that there's more. There's like a new strain or something like that. But I think at this point, people are just so sick and tired of it. They're like, it's kind of like people in Texas with tornadoes. Tornadoes are deadly. Tornadoes can take lives, and they have taken lives. But if you know the people of Texas, whenever a tornado is nearby, instead of what they should be doing, which is hiding in a bathroom, getting in the center of the house to shield yourself and duck and cover and all that, a lot of Texans actually just go outside and look at it and be like, oh, look at how pretty. Me as a New Yorker, I don't care to take a look at that Twister. I am all inside my house. But a lot of Texans will be just be out there looking at it. So I think that's the point that we're at now, that even though, yeah, coronavirus is still a thing, yeah, it's still dangerous, yeah, it's this new strand, supposedly that's whatever, you could get it more than once, and all these crazy things. I think we're just so tired of it. We're just so sick and tired of it. We've become numb to it. It's like, you know what? Yeah, God bless us, protect us, keep us all safe, but man, screw this coronavirus. I am done letting it control me and giving me fear for living my life. I'm done with coronavirus closing down all of these businesses. I am done with coronavirus forcing me into a financial desperate situation that we have to get stimulus checks. I mean, some people like them, but you know, the sheer fact that we have to have stimulus checks because people aren't able to pay their rent and all that stuff, and we're all struggling and this and that is not okay, you know? So I think we're just at this point, yes, let's wipe the slate clean. Let's get our minds towards this new coming year with a fresh understanding that, you know, something new. We're going to set the pace for something new here. We're going to paint our success regardless of what's still going around. We're done with it. We are so done with it. And if that is your mindset, then welcome aboard. Welcome to 2021. Because that is what we're going to make 2021 all about. We're going to make it a year of hope. We're going to make it a year of restoration. We're going to make it a year of healing. We're going to make it a year of rebuilding and igniting the flames that has been so dormant within us for so long. We are done. And we're going to be successful going forward. So, with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, of the jerky, what are we going to do now? I just want to let you know that you may have been affected last year. COVID may have forced you into a position where your for sure way of making money was brought into question. Maybe you lost a job. Maybe, you've been struggling to pay your rent month to month. Maybe your car is in default or whatever. Maybe it's been repoed. I don't know what your situation is, but I do know that, I do know that if you follow me this year, if you follow me with this new frame of mind, that you will see a big change in your life. And it has to start with just how you view things, your perspective. It has to start with that. Am I talking about law of attraction? To some people, yeah, but that's not what I call it. I don't believe in the law of attraction. I believe in having the right mindset. I believe in, what you reap is what you sow. So if you go at this with negativity, then clearly you're not going to get very far. You can try to do good, but if you are negative, if you are doubtful, if you're one of those people that you take my advice, you click that link below, but then halfway into it, you're like, I just don't know. Are you sure? Is this thing gonna work? Those are the things I hate to hear, because when they say, is this thing going to work? They're missing the point. It's not this thing. Again, going back to the Ferrari, I said earlier, Ferrari is beautiful. It's well equipped. It's got everything that you could possibly want in a car, but it is worthless without the key to get in there and turn it on, right? So when people say, is this going to work? It's like saying you got that same Ferrari and you're sitting in the car and you put the key in and all that, it turns on, but you're just sitting there asking, is this Ferrari going to drive, when you forget the basic principle of turning the gear shift from park to drive. That's essentially what you're saying. You have to do the work. Not only do you have to take the gear shift from park to drive, you also have to put your foot on the accelerate. And you have to turn the steering wheel while at the same time keeping your eyes open to the road to make sure that you're following proper traffic laws, that you don't crash into anyone, that you know which side of the road to drive on, that you know the direction in which you are going. All of these things we take for granted as we do drive every day, but this is work. It takes work to drive a heavy metal vehicle. It takes work to do this. We don't even consider it work at this point. It's a skill, but it takes work to drive a car. And at the same way, it takes work to make a business flourish. And when people say, is this gonna work? They're asking the car, is the car gonna drive itself? Now, yeah, okay. We're getting to the point where there's going to be self-driving vehicles and yada yada. But this metaphor can only take you so far. You get what I'm saying. You get my point. So if you're entering this new year with a clear conscience and a renewed mind and thought process, I need you to really understand that in order to succeed, you're going to have to work. In order to combat all the odds against you and to win, to overcome, it is going to require you to put in that effort, to have the right mindset, and realize that everything is up to you. It is your fault if you don't succeed. It's not mine. You could click my link. You could join up under me. You could buy all of my recommended products. And at the end of the day, it is your fault if you can't make it work. Why? Because you have to claim responsibility for the things that you do. All right? It's not my fault. And this is something that I've learned. Everything that I do is my fault. Everything I do. I buy products under certain people. I join under mentorships and leaderships with other people. I join under masterminds and workshops and all of these things. And I read books from these authors and I do all this. And if after all that, I still can't come up with generating some money from it, guess what? It is not the author's faults. It is not the mentor's faults. It is not the people that I join under, the admins of the mastermind groups, the people that I buy products under. It is not any of their faults. It is my fault. Clear and simple. That's controversial, isn't it? You're not used to hearing that. But I'm telling you the truth. That's where you start. When you understand that and you realize, you know what? I ain't making no more excuses. I'm not going to say, is this thing going to work? I am going to make a plan for myself. This is what I believe in. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to commit to it. And you get out there and you make it happen, man, you will see results. You absolutely, positively will see results. And if you don't, perhaps you need to tweak something. Perhaps you need to play around with something because guess what? You're not going to strike it out of the park first time. There's always intricacies involved. So be invested in your business. Be fully invested in your business. Sometimes things don't work out. So you tweak it, you work on it, you make it work. You commit to it. You nourish it. Get it to the point where it does. And I'm saying not. Let me rephrase myself, okay? It's not working. But make it to the point where you start to generate that income. Using that as an instrument. Using that as a vehicle. Get yourself to that point. And take full ownership in it. Because when you make it, when you make it and you start to earn that money, you start to benefit from the work that you've put in. And then you could say that you're to blame for your success. Well, now it feels good, doesn't it? Now it takes on a whole new meaning. For everyone that has been affected by COVID, I don't know what the future holds. But I do want you to consider this. God forbid, and I pray against this, and I pray that this does not happen. But if something like COVID were to strike our country again, something similar, something with a different name, a different this, a different that, whatever it is, we now know the potential of what that can cause in our country. We now know that it can cause brick and mortar businesses to shut down. It seemed impossible. It seemed illogical back then. But now we know all it takes is for something like that to be called a pandemic and everything to close down. With that in mind, since we know that that's possible, we should be protected, or we should protect ourselves from letting something like that affect us ever again. And so you have your traditional job, your 9-to-5 job. Cool, keep it, do what you want, if that's what you like, cool. But there is nothing saying you couldn't have a second source of income. There is nothing saying that you can't have multiple sources of income. If you can have multiple investments in stock markets, in stocks, various stocks, you could be invested in 4 or 5, however many stocks you want, right, from different companies. If you could do that as an investment to grow your portfolio, why can't you have multiple sources of income as well? They're two sides of the same coin. So I think people need to be open up to that idea, that concept. And with that in mind, if you were to understand this and buy into it and work towards building multiple sources of income, if this were to happen again, you won't be as affected, if at all. In the future, if something like this were to happen and you have four sources of income, one is a 9-to-5, typical work in a building type of job. And then the other 3 are just online businesses that you got, like an affiliate company, like an affiliate business. Another one is an e-commerce business. Another one is a lead generation business, right? You got those 3 in addition to your 9-to-5 traditional job. If your 9-to-5 traditional job drops and you lose it, you still have 3 additional sources of income. You may be hurting, maybe they're not as high as your 9-to-5, but you wouldn't be as desperate as you would if all that you had was your traditional 9-to-5 income. Think about that long and hard, because you don't want to be caught desperate ever again. You don't want to be in that position. So, let's make this year the year that you start establishing some additional sources of income, and let's see if we can get you to live the life that you've always wanted. This back here is something I've always wanted, and it's here. This is the Arcade 1-Up Ninja Turtles. I have another one coming on Tuesday. It's the Marvel X-Men vs. Street Fighter one. Those are the 2 that I really want, and I got them. So the other one's coming soon. But anyway, point is that let's see if we can get you to live the life that you've always wanted to live. You can. No one's telling you can't. I don't know who put any sort of restrictions on you, but let's get you towards that. All right, so hope you enjoyed this video. This is really more of a motivational thing, and it is way more important to learn this stuff than it is to learn about the technicalities. You don't know everything that's under the hood of your Ferrari. You don't need to in order to drive it. What you need to know is how to drive, right? And that starts with right here. So, hope you like this video. All right, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give this a like so that we can tell the YouTube algorithm that you enjoy the content on this channel. Also, don't forget to click the subscribe and the bell notification button that you see there. And last but not least, click the link in the description box below so that you can start your own second source of income today. That's right. I will be happy to help you with that and figure things out. And if you have any questions, just reach out anytime. All right, so that's all I got for you today. Love you guys and gals so much. And it's your boy Jason. Much love, God bless. And as always, here's to a new year, a great new year. Peace.
I should make money for free. Yeah, that's how money works. Money for free. If I ain't got a boss, then it's not a legal way to make money. You gotta know that's true, right? You gotta have a boss for you. Okay. The only way to make money is by spending a crazy amount of time. If I'm not like slave or nothing like that, okay. But, okay, here we go. Nobody makes money from home. This COVID thing is just a fluke. We're gonna be in office again, and if you seriously want to help me, you should just give me money. That's how you can show me